Hey everybody, welcome to the Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now in our last episode, making an EVA foam maneuver gear sword part 1, we got the whole thing built, almost. Just a couple little details left on there. You saw how easy it was and nothing was hard. You saw us submerge the dowel inside there for stability so it's not wobbly, and sculpting the handle was easy. Now in this episode, making an EVA foam maneuver gear sword part 2, we're going to throw on the last little details on here, get this thing finished up, and then we're going to seal it and paint it. And it's a super easy paint job too. So let's just jump right into it. If you're ready to hit it, let's make something. Alright, there's an 18mm piece of foam. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the end of our piece down like that. Alright, there's the bottom of our piece. Alright, there's the front. Right there. And there's the front. Let's just make sure we got our shape right. Alright, we've got the fronts marked. Now that's the same exact shape as the heel of our handle. Alright, now we want to cut it out a little bit smaller, so we're going to come to the inside of all of our marks. Alright, we're going to go over to the bandsaw. We're going to slightly tip our table because we want this beveled, and we're going to knock this piece out. Alright, there we go. Check that out. We got a nice bevel all the way around the piece. Now we can bring this in and we can put it right there on the bottom, just like that. But we're going to slightly round these edges off with the Dremel. Alright, there we go. Now let's tighten it up. There we go. All right, perfect. Okay, now we're going to take these two little pieces of foam, a 4 and a 6. We're going to cut them both out. We can use. All right, there's one piece. Push it down in there to get good contact. Hold it while it bonds. All right, there we go. Check that out. Okay, now we took this 12mm piece of foam and we're going to be putting a little piece down right here. So we just roughly measured that, drew 2 of them here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come through here, we're going to slice right through the middle. Okay, so now there's the bottom of both. Alright, now we're going to cut our ends off. And we want to cut a bevel cut. Right, there's our side cuts. Now we stood up on the end and we drew that line. And we want to cut our piece on an angle. All right. Like that. All right, there's one piece right here. Just like that. See how it's got that cool triangle shape to it on both sides. All right, now we're going to take this 12mm piece of foam. Okay, we drew this little shape. We don't have a template for it. It's just this kind of bullet shape. We're going to cut this out and then we're going to shape it. All right, now that doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be shaping the heck out of this thing. Actually, what we'll do is we'll leave it like that so it'll help us hold it. All right, now we're going to really go crazy shaping this thing, all right? We want to, here's the side view right here. Here's the length of the side. We're going to want to curve this thing like that. All right, there we go. Now we've got it shaped the way that we want it. We're going to cut the end off and we're going to cut a little bit of our depth off. All right. Okay, we cut some of our depth off. Okay, so it's not as deep. Now we're going to come up here to the front and we are going to slice right through there. And now, all right, just like that. Okay, it's going to come right back to right about there. Look at how cool that is. We rounded it off. We cut our bullet shape out of a 12mm piece of foam. We shaped it. We rounded it this way and this way. And then we sliced some of the bottom off and we sliced the front off, and that's what we get. All right, here we go. We've got our black neoprene cord. All right, we're going to attach it in here. It's going to come around and up and down to right about here. All right. Okay, before we attach our neoprene cord, we're going to flip over to this side. We're going to come in here with a little brass tube and a 4mm piece of foam. We're going to pop out 2 of these. There we go. A little puddle of super glue down. Perfect. Look at that. Got those 2 little buttons in there now. That is really nice. Okay, now we're going to come in to the front of this little piece right here with our wood burner, and we're going to poke just a tiny little hole here. All right, there we go. Now we're going to hold it there while it bonds. Okay, there we go. Now it's stuck there. Now we're going to stick a hole down in here. Let's get some super glue down in there, and we're going to stick it right inside the hole like that. Okay, we put too much in there, but we're just going to hold it while it bonds. All right, there we go. Check that out. All right, there we go. Look at that cord. Nice. Look at the whole thing, man. That is crazy. There's our shaped blade with our cool taper and our little heat lines here from the wood burner to look like the sections of the blade. And then we came back and did we've got our beveled collars around here. Then we built our handle up. Got the rounded front, the little tapered bottom piece. We beveled the edge of our 2 grips and did our X-Acto marks. Separated them with heat to get that nice texture on the grips. Did our little angle cuts on these 2 side pieces. Built our hammer. Shaped our brake out. Did our little brake protector thingamajig there. And threw our cord on. That thing is really cool. Loving this thing. All right. So that does it, man. With that last detail, putting the neoprene cord on, that brings the build portion of our Attack on Titan maneuver gear sword build, whew, to a close. Okay, here we are at the spray stand, and we're going to begin coating our sword with our Plastidip. And you know what we always say, do not spray, even if you're outside in a well-ventilated area, without your respirator. Okay, there we go. Nice and coated. We got several coats on there. And a coat dries pretty quick, so when you're outside and you just kind of let it sit in the breeze for a minute or two, it kind of dries up on the outside. But since we put several coats on there, we like to let it hang for a while and just dry all the way through before we paint it. So we're going to stick a rod through the trigger right here, and we're going to hang it off to the side and let it dry before we paint it. All right, here we are. We're at the spray stand again. We're going to spray our blade with our flat antique nickel. All right, there we go. Check it out. Looking good. That's a metallic blade right there. We are probably not even going to hit this with our matte finish spray. I know a lot of times it's too shiny, so we hit it with a matte finish spray, but maybe we'll leave that this time so it's got a little bit of shine to it. Nice. All right. Now the rest of the handle is going to be super easy. All right, there we go. Check it out. We toned down the shine by coming in with our matte finish spray, and that way it still looks metallic, but it's not as insanely shiny as it was before. All right, nice. Now we're going to come in to do our handle. We're going to come in with our brown, real brown. All right, there we go. We've got brown on both sides. Nothing tricky about it. We're not going to weather this or age it, so we're just going to get a nice solid coat. All right, now we come in with our satin black. Okay, we're just going to come right in here up against the edge of our handle. We don't need to mask it off, just be careful. Just like that. All right, there we go. That's it. Now we'll just finish doing all the black parts. We'll do all the same things on this side. All right, starting to look good. That's rich black. really rich black. That black acrylic paint is so much darker and richer than the Plastidip black. Alright, now we had to get in here right by the handle, and it was kind of hard not to hit the brown part, but that's okay because we've got a big piece of black right there. But we're going to go around and just do a couple little touch-ups with the brown, which will be fine. But what we want to do now is we want to come in right up here along this edge, and we want to cut in. Alright, there we go. We've got the whole handle done in black. We'll touch up those brown spots and we will be in good shape. Alright, there we go. We touched up the handle, a couple little tiny black spots. We've covered them over now with the brown. Look at that, man. Very cool. Very cool. And you saw how easy that paint job was. We came in, we sprayed the blade with our flat antique nickel, and then we hit it with some matte finish spray just to tone it down so it's not so shiny. And then we came in and sponge brushed our brown on and also used the brush just to help out. It was really easy, no masking was needed. And then we came in with our black. And we cut in carefully around the grip, we cut in carefully around the blade, and then we just filled it in. Real easy stuff. We got that really rich black on there. That looks great. And that was it, man. That's how easy it was. So with that last detail, which was touching up a couple of little brown spots on the grip, that brings our Attack on Titan maneuver gear sword build to a close. Alright, there it is, all done. Super easy. You saw us finish off the handle. We threw on a couple buttons. We got the wire on here. Real simple details we threw on at the end. You can do all of this totally easy. And then you saw the paint job. Super easy. We sprayed it with flat antique nickel, then we came in and brushed on the brown handle, nothing hard, and then we cut in carefully around the silver and the brown area with a brush with our black and filled it in. Easy stuff. That's it. Alright, that concludes making an EVA foam maneuver gear sword part 2. Hope you liked it. If you did, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel, and together we're going to go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Thanks for coming. See you next time.